Hi guys. In my previous video, I have covered on the budget constraint in the indifference curve analysis. In this video, we will discuss on the consumer equilibrium, that is how consumer reaches equilibrium using the indifference curve and indifference curves and the budget constraint. So for this, you will have to watch my previous two videos on indifference curves if you have not watched them. I have given the link in the description. So please go through the other two videos of mine. So we come to the consumer equilibrium. We have the indifference map. Indifference map in combination with the budget line allows us to determine the consumer equilibrium, that is what combination of commodities consumer will buy and get the maximum satisfaction given the budget. So we have the indifference map, and what we do is we superimpose budget line on the indifference map. Now the point where budget line is tangent to the indifference curve is the consumer's equilibrium. We have point T over here where the indifference curve is tangent to the budget line. That is, it is exactly touching it. It is not cutting it. At point S, R, U, and V, it is cutting it. Here it is exactly touching it, right? So this point is the equilibrium point of the consumer. Now the question arises, why not R and S or U and V? We have seen in the indifference curve analysis part 1 of my video that higher indifference curve represents higher level of satisfaction. So at R, which is on the lower indifference curve I1, he has lower satisfaction. At S, again lower. U and V also lower. So at point T, he is getting maximum satisfaction from the budget. Let me give an example. Let us say in the previous video I said to you, let us say I say that I like dosha over upma. And the price of both is same, maybe 20 rupees per dosha and 20 rupees per plate of upma. Now I'm spending the same amount of money, that is 20 rupees. So what I will like to take, I will like to take dosha because I prefer dosha to upma. Dosha is giving me higher level of satisfaction. Dosha and a cup of tea for the breakfast. But if I am taking upma and a cup of tea for the breakfast, I am at point S or I am at point R. That is, I am spending same amount of money, but I am at a lower indifference curve. Now, what will happen when consumers' income increases? When consumers' income increases, the budget line shifts upwards. And equilibrium also shifts upwards. So we have a set of equilibrium over here, consumers' equilibrium in this diagram. Now what we do is we join all the equilibrium points with a curve and we get income consumption curve. In short, it is also called as ICC. Now what I do is I have the point A, B, and C over here. But in the top panel of the diagram, I do not have the income levels. So what I have done is I have taken quantity down in the bottom panel. QCD1 directly here through the dotted line. In the same way, 3 quantities I have plotted down. Now, income levels I am plotting here, Y1, Y2 and Y3. And correspondingly, I get 3 points A, B and C. I join all the 3 points and I get angel curve. Now, what is angel curve? Angel curve shows the points of consumption as the income level increases or the income level changes. So it shows the relationship between consumption and income. Angel curve shows the relationship between consumption and income. So normally it is upward sloping. It means that there is positive relationship between income and consumption. As income rises, you consume more of both. Now, there are certain types of goods which are called as inferior goods. What are these goods? Inferior goods are those for which when there is increase in income, people will consume less of it. Like, let us say your income level has increased. Initially, you were into marketing, field marketing, now you have become a manager. So you got the promotion as well as increase in income. Now, earlier, you may not feeling bad eating in on with the roadside vendors. Maybe we call it bandi or thele. So you were not feeling bad with eating at the roadside food joints. But now, since you have become a manager, you may not like this. It affects your reputation. So, what you do is you start eating in the restaurants. So, your consumption of eating outside with the vendors on the roadside vendors will decline with the increase in income. Normally, sometimes when you don't have time, you are very hungry, you may eat with them. But otherwise, you would prefer to go and sit in good restaurant and have your lunch. Similarly, I have other examples like inferior quality rice. Like in India, rice is supplied through ration shops to BPL categories of people. Who are BPL categories of people? BPL means below poverty line, those with white ration cards. So they get rice for 2 rupees per kg. So initially when they are poor, they may be eating that rice. But as their income level starts increasing, their children grows up, they also start earning. And now, even though they have the white ration card, they will not like to eat that rice. They will buy the medium or the moderate grade rice as the oil consumes. So the inferior quality rice is an again inferior good. The demand for such goods declines with the increase in income. Now, in this diagram, I have shown income consumption curve for the inferior good. Initially, the price line is of blue color. With the increase in income, we have the green color. The consumer equilibrium point has shifted from A to B, and the pink color is the income consumption curve. This is for inferior good, it is backward bending. For the normal good, it slopes upwards, but in this also it is going up, but it is backward, it bends backward towards y-axis. If good y is inferior good, but if good x happens to be inferior good, it bends towards x-axis. Now, what will happen to consumer equilibrium when there is fall in price of good x? When there is fall in price of good x, I have done in my previous video, the price line shifts like this. So consumer's equilibrium also shifts. And when we join the points of consumer equilibrium, we get price consumption curve. In short, it is also called as PCC. Now from PCC, we can derive the demand curve. As from ICC, we had derived angel curve. From PCC, we can derive the demand curve. So in this, we have the PCC, A, B, C, and D. Price consumption curve. Price of good X is falling and the consumer is moving from equilibrium A to B, from B to C, and C to D. Now, what we do is, we take this quantity of good X downwards. I get quantity Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4, A, B, and C, A, B, C, and D. But the price of good X is not there in the upper panel. So I plot the price points over here, and I get the demand curve. So this is the downward sloping demand curve. Now we have income effect and substitution effect, which I leave for the next video. And if you have any doubts, any clarifications required, of course, this is quite complicated. You can write down in the chat box. I would be glad to clarify your doubts.